My name is Robert Monagan. I live in Laurel, Maryland. My father was William Henry Monagan. My great-great-grandfather emigrated during the famine from around 1845 to 1847. He came from County Monagan. My family somehow lost the H in Monagan name, so we just call it by the Monagan. He was one of 16 children in a small farm, and my relatives have since been back and visited the farm, and there's two brothers that are direct descendants going back to that time. And one is Catholic, and his name is Sean Monagan, and the other is a Protestant. As they say, he took of the soup, and his name is William Monagan, like my father's, to the best of my knowledge. As I said, my great-great-grandfather was Walter Monagan. He came over, as I said, in the famine, and he originally was in New York City for a little while, but since he was one of 16 children, he was not used to living in a city, so he moved out and did farming in New York. And because of anti-Irish feelings, he got pushed out of New York, according to his family legend, and he then moved on to a farm in Massachusetts. Eventually, he got, like many people, he got the call to what we call the big city. He moved to Waterbury, Connecticut, and went to one of the factories. He had 6 to 7 children, as we can remember. He rose up through the factory very well, and he became what they called an iron caster. He was someone who was very responsible for taking the metal ore, the iron ore, and putting it together to make silver, huge vats, and of course very dangerous work. And one of his children was my grandfather, Walter Monagan, and he became a very successful trial lawyer. He had 6 children of his own. I don't know the names right now. I can mail them to you later, do some more research for you. And he was a very good lawyer. His oldest son went to Holy Cross, as my father did. Interesting story about my father. My father went to Holy Cross during the Depression years, and Holy Cross actually allowed my father to go to Holy Cross on a promissory note because my father didn't have any money because of the Great Depression. So my father went to school at Holy Cross for 4 years. They were up on graduation. His father paid off the debt to Holy Cross College. My father was William Monagan, was one of 4 brothers of William, John, Andrew, Walter, and they went all off to World War II together. One was shot down and was rescued successfully, but they all graduated. Walter Monagan was a very successful attorney. He worked in the Army for many years. He actually wrote the new Constitution for Japan, and he was very quickly caught in the Korean War unprepared and quickly left the Korean War because the Army retired him. My father William Monagan married Dorothy Monagan. He had 2 children. I have an older sister, Kathy. My father became a Records Division Chief for the Department of Justice. He worked there for 35 years. My sister Kathy is married. She has 3 children, and she currently lives in Colorado. I have 4 grandchildren from 2 daughters and 2 wives. So that's kind of my story in a brief nutshell, and I thank you very much.